All right, let's see what your animal energy is for March. Aries. Birthday peepos. Interesting. So we got the Cobra here. So this is really awesome. So the Cobra equates to the Hanged Man and the Tarot, which is about that flip perspective, but it's also about, you know, timing with the Cobra, right? They know when to strike and when to be still. What's really interesting is that the collective energy going into March feels very much like a coiled snake. Like a cobra that is just waiting to strike. It's that build of energy before the movement or the release, right? Then you have this representing the Hanged Man energy, and it's all about taking the time out to really see things clearly, perhaps from a different perspective that you hadn't before considered, which is in beautiful alignment with the meditation, really. I feel like there's an opportunity to either reframe something, rework something, or revisit something that ends up becoming like a rather big deal, or something that you had maybe wasn't the right time to pursue before, the right relationship before, now can take full expression in this new energy that we're moving into. So around the time of the equinox, March 21st, right? It feels like there's going to be a very distinctive shift coming in the momentum and movement of things as a collective. Things have been very tense. It's been a really intense couple of years. The energy going into this year before the planets moved into direct stations was really intense. But now everything is direct. And around the time of the equinox, definitely after that point, we're going to be feeling a lot of the release and the, you know, release of that buildup of tension. So this feels really good for you guys going into March. Also, fire for fire is always very auspicious, given that you guys are fire signs. So, Aries, let's see what's going on in March. What's going on? What is going on? There we go. What's going on for Aries? And I knew that was going to fall on the floor. Hold on. I had a feeling that was going to fall on the floor, and then it definitely like fell on the floor. I even angled my body so that it wouldn't, but hey, okay. Page of Swords. Here we go. So this is really fascinating because the Page of Swords here is depicted by, you know, sitting in front of this mirror, right? And we're talking about Hanged Man with the Cobra, your perspective, your perception, how you see things, right? Page of Swords is about information. And it's about details, right? What's really fascinating here with this, with how you see things, details, information, Page of Swords, I feel like there's going to be a realization or a point of inspiration or an epiphany that's going on for you in March. And I would just say, follow that lead. Really follow that lead. It feels spicy. It feels juicy. It feels really, 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 really good. Follow that lead. It could even, I'm hearing like a dream deferred. It could be something that you thought was not going to pan out, or something that you gave up on, or something that you let go of. And then it's like, no, it just wasn't the right time. Made you look like there's something about that, right? It's really good. It's really exciting. Really is the word. The Star, wish fulfillment. Hello. You know, we're talking about something that, you know, coming back and something that is like, you know, you thought was gone, but whoops, it made you look, it's not really gone, or it's going to be reimagined or revitalized or repurposed in some way. And then we have the wish fulfillment coming up here. Again, I'm getting a very distinct feeling that it wasn't the right time or environment for something that you did at one time want or have an idea around or pursued. But now it is. Like the timing feels right now with this Aquarius, you know, the star wish fulfillment energy. This is the stars aligning. This is the planets all going into their direct station and things starting to move forward. And it feels incredibly positive. The thing is, if you had gotten it before, if it had worked out the first time, it wouldn't have been as good. But now it's like, now's the time though. Now's the time. Okay, Aries. Here for it. What else is going on? I'm excited. I feel like this is... I almost fell. I was about to freak out. I feel like this is especially auspicious for anyone who's a writer, or like an artist, creator, someone who writes, someone who brings ideas to life, okay? It doesn't have to be, but it feels like there's a special like note in that, okay? Eight of Wands. This is upward movement, ascension. This is messages. This is communication. This is writing. It's travel. It's movement. It's wonderful. This is like, boom, off to the races. And what did I say post-equinox? that this is really what it's going to be. So the fact that it's aligning for you and coming through as 8 of Wands, fire in your home sign, I'm telling you, once it gets going, it's just going to be like, whoa. And it feels like there's a point of a manifestation with the star energy where it's like it breaks the seal, but in a good way. You know how they say, like, when it rains, it pours? I feel like that's what this is for you. It's like this thing comes through that surprises you in some way or is unexpected in some way. And then another thing comes through, and then another thing comes through, and then this happens. And then it's, right, you know how they say it's easiest to get a job when you already have a job because you're manifesting from a place that you already have it, right? It's something in that for you where it's like this one thing comes through and then suddenly everything else starts to come through. It's really, really brilliant. All right, Aries. Wow. If only every reading were just so snap, crackle, pop. All right, Page of Swords. Pisces had a really positive reading this cycle too, which came right before you and is in the same time frame. There's something about March. Page of Swords. That is so weird. Okay, let's talk about this. So to clarify, the Page of Swords is the Page of Wands. By the way, Page of Wands represents writers and creatives. So another special note to those of you in that line or aspiring to be in that line of work. Page of Wands is also about courage and embarking on a new enterprise and being willing to put yourself out there, right? So I feel like there's an element of this as well. I feel like there's also sort of this point of advice around allowing yourself to take a chance, take a risk, and be bold. Be bold. Be bold about your desires, about the work that you do, about how you see things, and I feel like they're going to pay off. But it does feel like it requires you to kind of take a chance in a way, which is really lovely. Now, why this is really weird is I have this altar set up. You can't see it, it's off camera. But my tarot card for this season, because I follow the Wheel of the Year, and my tarot card for this season leading up to the equinox, I got to show it to you because I was staring at it this whole time because you got the Cobra. So it's the Daughter of Wands or the Page of Wands from the Wild Unknown Tarot. And I was staring at it. And then the fact that you got like Page of Wands and you have the Cobra here, it really feels really special for you guys. Okay. And 2 pages, that's the start of something new. It's really, really beautiful. It's very exciting. I do feel like there's offers, there's potential, there's offers of partnership, offers of publishing, offers. It feels really, really abundant. I'm hearing to allow yourself to be discerning through all of this and really stay aligned with your own point of purpose, your integrity, and what matters to you. There's something about artistic integrity coming through with this as well, or personal integrity around your relationships and what you desire. I cannot with this. To clarify, the star is the 8 of Wands. You already got the 8 of Wands. The 8 of Wands. It just doesn't get any better than that. Like I already said, upward movement, ascension. This is a horse medicine is about personal freedom and going with the flow. This is travel, abundance, communication, offers with the star, wish fulfillment that comes in the form of messages, offers, communication, writing, travel, opportunity. So good. It's going to clarify for 8 of Wands. I feel like this reading is just like, well done, you. Oh my God. A very happy birthday indeed. To clarify, the 8 of Wands is the Ace of Cups. Like, really, this is great love, great intuitive insights, a mountain of abundance, feeling emotionally full and well. The Kingfisher is very much about emotional equilibrium and happiness and peace and joy and mirth and all of the good things. I feel like there's like romance here as well for some of y'all. It could even come in the same breath, the same moment. Remember when I said when the seal is broken, and sometimes that can sort of incentivize or act as a magnet to attract other like things. And then we have the Ace of Cups with the 8 of Wands. You know, I'm really drawn to the fact that this is a tiger on this 8 of Wands here. Now, tiger corresponds to the moon energy most closely. It's a divine feminine energy. The moon also is very much about your intuition and psychic ability and the unknown. I keep feeling it. There's something that you would either let go of or were just kind of did not know which way it was going to go, that is coming back around to you in such full force that it just feels so, so good. It does not feel too good to be true. I feel the need to say that to someone or someone's, but it really does feel like if you find yourself thinking what is going on or a bit overwhelmed by the change of pace, because there will be a change of pace here, I'm hearing to really connect in, because we have the moon and the ace of cups, which both deal with intuition and insights, right? Connect back into your intuition, center and ground yourself during this experience, right? As this goes on and manifests, because that feels incredibly important to do. It's always important, but especially when we start manifesting and things start picking up, it's even more important to stay grounded, stay connected with our intuition, and align ourselves from a place of, yes, gratitude, but also active discernment. Active discernment feels incredibly important. When we start manifesting things, not everything that comes to us is in our highest and best good, right? So discernment is incredibly important. Okay. I mean, that would be great if everything that came our way was in our highest and best good, and it didn't require us to have an editing system at all. But that's not how it is. Once we're a manifestation magnet, as it were, and we're in that energy and in that zone, a bunch of stuff is going to come through. It's really important that we really use our discernment and our intuition to guide and lead the way. Because back to this Cobra energy of the Hanged Man and knowing when to move and when to strike and when to be still and all of that good stuff, there is a certain aspect of that coming through too that says you want to give your time, focus, and attention to people, projects, and pursuits that are going to reciprocate in equal measure. That feels incredibly important, like a very important lesson for you as well, especially if you come from a place where you are likely to overgive or give more than you have gotten, or put time into things that didn't seem to pan out, or invested in people or things that weren't as they appeared. You're really being called to kind of sit into your discernment in a really powerful and active way, to kind of as a medicine and a helping hand through this beautiful time of manifestation and birthday season for y'all. I'm here for it. Let's go ahead and get an oracle for y'all. This was so positive. I love it. It's so good. It's one of my favorites. The High Lord of Gratitude and Service. So this says selflessness, humility, conscious action. Selflessness, humility, conscious action. What did we just say about, do you come from a place where maybe you gave more than you got, or things weren't as they appear to be? And then we have selflessness, humility, conscious action. Conscious action is another way of saying being discerning about when to move and when to be still, right? Back to that Cobra energy. But here's what's really amazing about this. This is all about gratitude, right? And we understand and we know, right, that the more we are grateful for what we already have, right? It's very Queen of Pentacles energy. The more we're grateful for what we already have, the more we manifest to be grateful for. So there's this, it's not a coincidence, darlings, that all of this abundance is coming through for you. And then you have one of the most special energies in the Oracle deck that says, this is absolutely the magnet for manifestation and abundance, because it's all gratitude and it's lack of attachment and no expectation. That's what it's Buddhist energy, right? So there's no attachment, right? No expectation. It's just gratitude for what is without judgment, right? And then we have this coming through. This is part of why I feel like this is a hint as to why you're manifesting during this time. Maybe these things are coming back around because you really released them. It's really beautiful. I do feel like there's a special note here as well with the humility as well, to just sort of remembering to take stock of what it took for you to get to where you are and where you're going, and remember to return the favors as and when you can, because that feels really important. I feel like there's an aspect of that going on for you where people are going to be stepping up and you're going to be getting some returns. Remember to turn around and pay it forward. That is always a beautiful thing to do. I find that one of the best times to give to others is around the birthday, around, my birthday, your birthday. There's a lot of beautiful ways to do that, but it's maybe people, instead of giving you a birthday gift, you can set up a donation. I know that they have ways of doing that where you can pick a donation, especially on Facebook, I know, and they can just donate to that. There's something in doing that feels really wonderful for you. And it always feels better to give than to receive, right? Always.